No one else is making anything like this. We want to be different, we want to be unique. We don't want to do the same things that everyone else is doing, basically.
Well, tailgates take a huge beating. You know, you're lifting stuff in and out all the time.
They do.
Yeah, how durable is this? What's it made out of?
So the whole unit's made from mild steel. Then this model has an optional polycarbonate sheeting for the top. It's just like a screen protector for your mobile phone. It's an optional extra at the time of purchasing, similar to the LED light bar that's been installed on this version as well. On top of that, we also have a rain seal that is not installed on this one, but you can purchase it as an optional extra as well from the website.
So if you have a tonneau cover, you're not going to need that rain seal, but
that's correct.
You're running like most folks do
an
here
open
in the US.
bed, yes, yep.
What are some of the other considerations to make it strong and make it durable?
So the whole design is based around the hinge mechanism. That was our first hurdle that we had to come across. On previous Land Cruiser models, we'd use a piano hinge, but that was in a wagon. We knew that design wasn't going to work here.
And it's a swing outdoor, so you didn't have to worry about getting up and over the hinge.
So for this design, we've taken some inspiration off a old school bonnet opening, where the lid actually has to come up before it can tilt. We spent a lot of time with this 4-bar linkage setup to get it right. And we also didn't want the door slamming shut. So if someone held it open, you know, you want to get both hands in there. So we installed these gas struts or dampeners on the unit as well, just to make sure the lid doesn't come down on top of you.
Nice consideration there. And some extra things to make it stronger here. You guys really give a lot of thought to that.
Yeah, so we've had many different design iterations. We've got an engineer that works in-house with us as well. It comes down to a lot of strength and integrity. This whole lid and all these mounting points on the side here are made by one sheet, which gives it a lot of additional strength. We make these all in-house in our factory, laser cut from one piece. We fold them all up on our brake press. All 4 edges are folded with a safety fold or a hem, which has 2 purposes. One, so you don't cut yourself, and it adds a lot of strength around the perimeter. On the back edge, it's got a more complex fold where there's this little beam or ridge that runs, and it acts like a structural I-beam for the back of the tailgate. So you can still stand on it and you can still sit on it as you would your normal tailgate.
How many different makes and models are you covering with your tailgate storage?
We cover quite a few. There's about 15 ranges at the moment. A lot of them are Australian ones, obviously, because we're from Australia. But yeah, we're making more and more for American trucks as we go now.
You guys considered everything, and the latches are kind of an integral part of the thing here.
Yes.
Yeah, why are they so important, and why do they work so well? Why'd you pick these ones?
We went through a few different type of latch designs. This one we settled on because it's a very robust unit. It has a bit of a water seal for when you install it. Also, mechanically, most of these latches are designed to thick material together. So we had to pick one that had a lot less throw to be able to hold the lid down to the sheet.
You guys thought of everything right down to the carpet that lines it and protects your stuff?
The carpet's a nice added touch on the inside. All units come with the carpet standard, just gives it that nice premium feel.
Is this something I can do myself?
Yes, definitely. The whole thing's DIY. If you've used an angle grinder before, the only thing you want to do is just take your time, go slowly. To back that up, we have some of our customers that have done install videos on YouTube. We also have one that we've commissioned ourselves for a Ford Ranger. The design's slightly changed since then a little bit, but essentially the whole idea is the same.
All right, thanks, Jason. Hurricane Fabrication, you guys are always innovating here, Reese, and this is your latest here. Tell me about this panel you've been putting in.
Yeah, that's right. In the same vein as our tailgate storage, what we've designed here is a very rigid panel which goes on the side of the tub, or the bed as you would call it. In the F-150 that we've got here, it mounts to some existing mounting points that Ford has provided. However, for the other models that we're going to design it for, it can also mount to these other tie-down points that come in the bed. The pattern on the gear grid unit that we have here is repeating all the way across, which gives you flexibility to install these quick fist mounts, which are made right here in the USA, anywhere you like. There's a whole range of these quick fist mounts that will mount different things from shovels to gas bottles or even firearms.
So essentially, if you have a screwdriver or a socket wrench, you can install this thing with no problem here. And I know this is super because, again, making use of unused space, keep stuff up off the bed. I know a lot of plumbers are using acetylene and different gases and things like that. This will keep those bottles from rolling around too.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool. How many different makes and models are you guys covering here?
Right now, this is just for the F-150, as you can see the example we've got here. However, we've already started work on Tundra, Silverado, Tacoma, all sorts of different models. So in the coming few months, we're going to have this for a whole range of different American trucks.
All kinds of innovation at Hurricane Fab. You can find them at hfabusa.com. And you can find more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com just around the corner.
Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com, is brought to you by RockAuto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. And by Campbell's Custom Care, your detail specialist.
Hey Motorheads, welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com. Now if you've got a pickup truck like this F-150, you're probably doing some yard work and some things around the house. It's putting up with a beating and you want to protect your truck. And of course you can do that with a bed liner, and the place to go is a familiar name, Gorilla. Now Clint, why should I turn to the Gorilla bed liner system?
Just like all the other products that we make, it's built to do, it's built for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
And it is tough. What kind of beating is this going to stand up to?
It's extremely durable. It is going to be scratch resistant, corrosion resistant, and fade resistant.
It's going to protect the bed for a long time, and it's going to keep that black look. It's not going to fade like a lot of others do in the sun, too. There are a lot of professionals out there doing this. How does this compare to a professional-looking bed liner?
Well, the nice thing about it is DIY. It's something that anybody could use and anybody could do.
What's the prep process like once you get ready for it? First of all, I can apply it directly to the metal in the truck bed.
Yes.
Okay, so then what do I need to do to prep the truck to get it ready for the
All you would need to do is you would need to clean all the debris. You would scuff the bed really quickly with a 80 grit to 180 grit sandpaper, clean it out and apply it. It can be applied with the roller and tray system, or aerosol.
And you get that nice texture with the roller. Do you get that same texture out of the can as well?
The roller is much easier to use. It has a nice open cell roller, specifically designed for Gorilla, bed liners.
It gives you the texture, and that roller, I know a lot of rollers, the nap kind of peels off and you get that crud in the paint or in the whatever you're putting on.
Yes, this roller is actually, it has solvent in this product. It does not degrade the roller as other rollers will. We don't want anything to where it's going to have particles come out of it. This roller is the best one.
And then of course you have the spray can there. That's another way to apply this. Is that essentially the same product?
Exactly the same product.
And they both apply an even finish, so if and it's only one step, so if I put part of it on Saturday and that's all the time I have, can I do the rest the next day?
You can go right back and finish the job. You don't have to do it all in one day.
How big of a bed can I do with like one of the tins there?
With one tin, you can do a 6-foot truck bed.
All right, and then the spray, I see you have an undercoating as well, so it's not just for the truck bed.
Yes. The undercoating works really great for under the vehicle, as well as your fender flares or inside your fender wells. Anywhere that doesn't necessarily need UV protectant, this is going to be your best bet. For jobs that are smaller jobs, smaller scratches within the bed and stuff, the truck bed coating and the aerosol is a perfect fit.
That's all available now, and then coming up here in stores, folks are going to be able to get the truck bed liner. How is this different from the truck bed coating?
This is a two-part system, and when we say two-part, it's going to give you more of a 10 times the durability. It actually has a hardener that mixes with the bed liner itself and creates a very high UV protectant, as well as better scratch resistant.
And I know that gives you a 10 times stronger bed liner than a lot of the others that are out there. What are the ways that we actually apply this then? How's it different?
This would be can be applied the same way as the one part with the roller, with the special roller and tray.
And then the spray gun as well is something we can use?
Yes.
And that attaches right to the bottle here, so that makes it nice and handy.
It actually has the threads for this spray gun fit specifically on this container.
Now I know with the truck bed coating, you don't need to wear any special respirator, or just a regular kind of a charcoal mask with it. What about the bed liner?
You still need to use it in a well-ventilated area, but a charcoal respirator is fine.
Well, the Gorilla system is incredibly durable, it's UV resistant, and it's going to make your truck look great for a long, long time. You can go to their website and find out why Gorilla products are made for the toughest jobs on planet Earth. That's GorillaBedliner.com. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com. We'll see you in a minute.
Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com, coming to you from the Campbell's Custom Care Studio.
At RockAuto.com, you can get all the parts your car will ever need at reliably low prices. And one thing I really love about Rock Auto is you can choose from different brands. So when you're looking for a master cylinder, you can choose one like this from FVP. Derek, first of all, let's talk nuts and bolts. What is a master cylinder? Why is it so important?
A master cylinder converts mechanical force into hydraulic pressure, which activates the brakes on your vehicle.
Nothing big, just stopping a car, which is
Right.
super important. So why should I choose a master cylinder from FVP?
FVP master cylinders are designed to provide maximum stopping power to ensure your safety on the road.
And folks may look at an aftermarket part and the first thing they're going to wonder, how does this compare to the original equipment I'd get on my vehicle?
FVP master cylinders are designed and engineered to meet or exceed OEM specifications. In fact, if there's an enhancement that we can make, we will upgrade this part to make it better than the original equipment.
And you've done that with some parts here on the master cylinder. So what are some of the things that are upgraded?
New EPDM seals and O-rings, new float switches, and new caps on every assembly.
You're starting with quality pieces to begin with, and then you test it on the way out the door, right?
100% leak and pressure tested.
Now, it's a quality part, and we know that because of the materials you use, but what if something were to go wrong down the road?
We provide a limited lifetime warranty and simply contact Rock Auto customer assistance. On a personal vehicle, I received a defective part. They quickly issued a return label and refunded my money in a short period of time.
RockAuto.com makes it simple, including ordering parts from companies like FVP. All the parts your car will ever need are at RockAuto.com.
And you know what that is?
That's a string trimmer.
Nope, it's the leading cause of heart attacks for guys my age, man, if they're not running right. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip on mixed ratios. And that's important because it's confusing, Len. I mean, maybe you can put some light on this. I see all these charts and all these numbers, and a lot of people don't understand what it means. Let's take a look at this. What's 50 to 1, 32 to 1, 40 to 1? What does that even mean?
Well, it's the amount of oil that you're putting in the gasoline. In the case of 50 to 1, it's 50 parts gas to 1 part oil.
That's pretty cool. And then I got this chart off your website here. I'm looking at conventional 50 to 1. And then I look down here, down at the Sabre 50 to 1, and it looks like I'm using half the oil. Is that true?
Oh, that's correct. Sabre Professional is built specifically to run at leaner mix ratios. You don't need to do it. It'll work just fine. But we formulated that product with a very, very high concentration of additives to do the job at half the amount of oil.
Now, if we're using half the amount of oil, can I do that in most of my lawn equipment stuff? There's a lot of benefits to that. I mean, smoke being number one in my neighborhood, professionally, however.
That's correct. It reduces smoke. It reduces depositing. It reduces all of the bad stuff, and we formulate it so that all the good stuff for the protection and the lubrication is all still there.
So use your manufacturer specification for the mix ratio, but you can cut it down to the Sabre here and do much better. Now, I found these screens on your website, and these are the exhaust screens. I mean, an engine's a big air pump. You get it in, you have to get it out. I'm seeing they're clogged up here. That cannot be a good thing.
No, and what this was a 300-hour test. That screen is in the exhaust stream. Sabre Professional ran for 300 hours. We got no deposit, no contamination, no buildup, and that allows that engine to breathe, retains power, keeps everybody happy.
And is it gonna start, man? I just don't like pulling those things in the hot Florida sun.
Yes, when an engine can breathe, as you know, it will start. So it will help your startability.
You gotta love that. If that alone, you guys check them out on amsoil.com. You can look at these products and so many more.
Hey Motorheads, one quick note for you. Instead of our usual time slot of 8:30, next week you can find us at 12:30 on Motor Trend, 12:30 p.m. East and West. Don't miss it. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com. Don't go anywhere.
Motorhead Garage, presented by DragonFireTools.com. Industrial workbenches with integrated tool storage. And brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. And by Shark Hide Metal Protectant. One great product, thousands of uses. Time now for the lowdown with Magic Creeper.
I truly love my Magic Creeper. Now, this is a true story. Just last night, coincidentally, I was in my own driveway and I found the Dauber Cruiser had a flat tire. So I got my Magic Creeper out, used it as a kneeling pad. It made my job a whole lot easier, and it was a whole lot easier on the old knees, I can tell you that. When you head to MagicCreeper.com, you can also pick up Magic Cleaner Wipes. They're perfect to keep in your car. Let's say you have to change a tire. Magic Cleaner Wipes have a special degreasing formula. Nothing is better for cleaning up your Magic Creeper than Magic Cleaner Wipes. And the folks at Magic Creeper have also created several kits, and each one comes with a case. If you're not able to clean your Magic Creeper every time you use it, or even if you just don't feel like it, you can store it in the case and keep your space clean. The case has pockets inside. That's a perfect place to keep your Magic Cleaner Wipes, and extra space for a few tools that might be handy if you're pulling out the Magic Creeper. Now, the perfect set is one of the most popular sets. It comes with flashlight gloves so you can see in the dark and still work hands-free. Those things are really cool. And the kit also has some additional roadside tools, perfect for any emergency fixes you might need to make. Or you can pick up the ultimate gift set for Father's Day, maybe for a kid who's on his way or her way to college, or for the guy who already has everything. They'll get a creeper and a case and a pack of Magic Cleaner Wipes, a few handy tools, and a 2-in-1 Mechanics coffee mug for a hot cup of coffee in the morning and a cold beverage in the afternoon. We've shown you the Magic Creeper and how you can use it around your garage or maybe even in the house when conditions are perfect. When you're doing maintenance on your vehicle, it's a very handy tool. But of course, where the Magic Creeper shines is when you're out in the elements. Check this out. Got some snow and slush, and if you've got a flat tire, you're in big trouble here. You're getting your clothes all dirty, and of course, you're going to be late to where you're going. The Magic Creeper, you can just drop it down. The Magic Creeper gets dirty, you can do all the work you need to right here. But what if you need to get under the vehicle? Guess what? The Magic Creeper rolls out, and it gets dirty and you don't. So if you need to get under the vehicle for some reason, just put the Magic Creeper down in the mud or the snow, whatever the conditions. You can do the maintenance work you need to do underneath with whatever emergency fix you need to do. Roll back out and you are on your way. The Magic Creeper gets dirty and wet and gross, and you do not. You just roll it back up. The Magic Creeper is good to go. You know, I love hosting Motorhead Garage, and I also have the honor of co-hosting Tech Garage every spring with John Gardner. Now, John is a master technician, and he's also a professor of automotive technology at Chipola College in Florida. His program's been using Magic Creepers for years. John says they're indispensable, and he's not the only one.
With the ride height on vehicles today, creepers just don't work. So we get a bunch of Magic Creepers. We can put lessons together with different lesson plans and have 5, 10, 15 students relatively inexpensively just bam, get under the car, do the visual inspections, identify parts, come out, roll it up. The next student has it. We've had them for years. They work great.
I stretched it out, laid down on it, and rolled under a truck. I was sold. Is better than the traditional creeper. It's a lot smoother, slides in and out easier. Don't have to worry about getting hung up on something or getting the air hose hung on you. Magic Creeper's ideal for working on big trucks and RVs. It made a world of difference. Here at Bristol, sometimes we get a big truck like a C7500 in, and it makes it ideal to get under it when the lifts are tied up. Because the way that truck is configured, you can't put it on a lift, so you have to come in off the ground. And the Magic Creeper is ideal. It's not as hard on your back trying to scoot in under something. You've got something that's padded that you can slide in on and slide out. If you're thinking about buying one, go ahead and get it. You will truly enjoy it.
At MagicCreeper.com, you'll get a discount on sets for the whole family or for the whole work crew. And if you find the Magic Creeper on Instagram and Facebook, tell them you saw Magic Creeper on Motorhead Garage and you'll get a discount. Read the reviews, grab the bundles. You will love the Magic Creeper, and you'll wish you had one years ago. Every single Magic Creeper owner I've talked to loves it. There are imitators out there, but there's only one authentic Magic Creeper, and the only place to get it is magiccreeper.com. We cannot do this show without you, the viewer, so thank you so much for tuning in. And we can't do this show without great products coming through the studio here. So if you have one you want to see featured on Motorhead Garage, email me. Send a note to dave@motorheadgarage.tv. We'll get you here in our studio to show it off to the world. Until next week, from the greatest crew in television, we will see you here for another edition of Motorhead Garage presented by DragonFireTools.com.